Okay. One Piece chapter 1043. This one was a roller coaster of emotions. Dude. Okay, so we open the chapter up where you got Kaidou. He's landed this attack on Luffy. I was wrong. Luffy didn't get his face crushed in or smashed all the way off. However, Kaidou lands that huge blow and drives him into the ground. Luffy starts coughing up blood. The blood is so big that it's actually landing on Kaidou's axe or his hammer. And you see this huge crater. We see this white substance just shoot out of Luffy's mouth, letting you know that he's being knocked out of Gear 4. You got the members of CP0 who are watching all this. You got Momo freaking out because he can no longer hear Luffy's voice anymore. You see Luffy just land head first into the ground. His eyes don't have any pupils. It looks like Luffy is dead. Kaidou looks like he's barely standing, but he's looking over at the guy from CP0 and he's letting him know like, yo, you're ready for what's going to happen next, aren't you? And you can tell that Kaidou's about to crush this dude's face in, and that's exactly what we see. We see this huge explosion at the top of the dome. We see Kawamatsu saying that like there's still comrades here. We cannot run away. We're going up there to the sky to assist in the battle. All of a sudden, you start seeing Kaidou's mouth blasts start coming through. People realize that Kaidou's still alive. You got that beautiful double page spread where Kaidou takes up the huge chunk of it, grabbing your attention. Kaidou's announcing that Luffy is dead. We get one of my favorite panels from this whole arc right here, where when Kaidou says that, and you see Kaidou saying, bring me Momo, that's your leader. Luffy is dead. Anyone who wants to challenge me, you step forward right now. And while you got everyone else celebrating, you got Law basically saying that Luffy's voice has essentially faded away. You see Kid and Law, the reality's rushing over them. You got Chopper crying, but then you got my girl Nami, where she's saying, I don't believe anything that overgrown snake is saying. Keep your lies to yourself. There's no way that Luffy lost. Of course he's not dead. That's ridiculous. And you know that Nami is completely outmatched, but it's the fact that she's the one out of everyone. When Kaidou is saying this stuff, she's the only one that has the heart to openly call out Kaidou and say that he has to be lying after Kaidou says, anyone who has the heart, you step forward and challenge me right now. I love that, and just the raw pain that is on Nami's face, where you see the tears in the eyes welling up. You see the speed lines all around there. You see where Nami's eyes look like they're shaking. You see Nami looks like she's enraged at this point. Kaidou sees this and he continues to watch her as she's calling him a liar, saying she doesn't believe him. Kaidou acknowledges her by saying at least one of you guys has some moxie, and he shoots off a mouth blast that's meant to take down Nami. And that's when Marco shows up and he ends up protecting Nami from the blast, but Nami's been knocked over and she's saying Luffy's name. You can tell that Nami's crying at this point, and what this ends up showing us, at the very least, Nami has been broken now. And that's the whole reason why Marco has to say, like, look, don't lose your composure before it's all over. But Nami might have been that battle cry right there, because she was able to get Marco to come. Now we gotta see where the rest of this is going. And Kaidou begins starting to tell everybody, like, look, everything's gonna go as I had planned. Your wives and your children, all of you guys who fought back against me, there is no freedom for you. There is no hope. This battle's not over until Momo is brought to me, until I'm able to actually kill him. And once this is done, you boys, your wives and your children, they're gonna be slaves for me. And when they die, there's gonna be more slaves for me to replace them with. And as he's saying this, Law and Kid, they're getting ready to have to fight against some of the Beast Pirates who are looking at them saying, you guys are standing at death's door. You took down Big Mom, but you were never going to take down Kaidou. And it makes you realize that taking down one of the four emperors is already tough. To take down two of them at the same time, it's almost impossible. And we see that this is the worst possible outcome. And so you start seeing how some of the chaos and carnage is starting to erupt with Luffy being in defeat. However, that dude Kid has a real line where he says there's no surrender, no going out without a peep. And that's some real stuff right there, because that's essentially Kid saying it's time. If I'm going to go out, I'm going out on my own terms. And even Law, as he's dealing with the fact that Luffy's gone, He just curses Luffy's name. He says, damn it, and he says straw hat, but he gets up and he's ready to start fighting. And we see that Momo has regressed a little bit, where Momo is saying, if Luffy couldn't win, there's no way that I can win. I might as well surrender. And you see Yamato, where she's looking at him and she's saying like, look, if you give up, you're going to plunge Wano back into what it's been for the last 20 years. You have to stand up. You have to fight. You cannot let this land go back to being a land where it was slavery. You're not going to get the salvation that you want. You cannot let all the battles that have happened here go to waste. You see Yamato trying to get that pep talk, and you see that beautiful set of panels where Yamato is just staring over at Momo as all the battles are going on. You see Kaidou wiping up some of the losers that are still straggling along. However, as this is happening, we get this close-up of Luffy where Luffy's body looks like it's done for, but then we get the bump sound. And it's like, okay, wait a second. We got to fake out death here. And that's when we see Momo getting told by Zunesha that he can hear it. And Zunesha saying, it's been so long. I can hear the drums of liberation. For the first time in 800 years, he's here. Joy Boy has returned. And we see what looks like some type of smoke that has been formulating around Luffy's face and his eyes. And Luffy is grinning. So this is interesting. Yo, this is interesting. Cause like I remember when all that Astra and Angel stuff was going on, I caught so much crap. I caught so much crap because like people's like, oh man, like, you know, they got reincarnations in Naruto. Joy Boy has returned. Like that's like Luffy was dead. Kaido said as much. So I'm wondering, did like the spirit take him over? I don't know. Was Luffy always Joy Boy? I don't know. But what I do know is that Luffy got that crazy smile on his face. And the way that he's looking right now, it lets you know Luffy's about to mess some stuff up. This just got real. This just got real right here. But now I'm like, I want to know more about Joy Boy now. Like that's the thing. Cause like if this is some reincarnation stuff, like I didn't mind it when Naruto did the stuff. Like it's one of those things, like it's part of Japanese culture, Samsara cycle. I talk about this over on the Naruto Explained channel a lot because it's one of the themes of Naruto, the cycle of Samsara, which is life, death, and rebirth. So the idea of a reincarnation or a rebirth, that makes sense. Like it's not exclusive to Naruto. Like a lot of Naruto fans like, oh, this was something Kishimoto came up. No, it's part of Japanese culture. One Piece at the end of the day is a Japanese manga that has a lot of references. Like when you look at Wano, there's like a lot of Japanese stuff here in Wano. So it's like for Oda to do like the Samsara thing, like, okay, it makes sense. The only thing now though is how's this one going to be explained? Because like Oda is such a brilliant writer. I really can't wait to see how he explains what we're getting here with Luffy. So my question to you guys is, now that we have like Luffy and the Joy Boy stuff, does this mean that One Piece copied Naruto? Like, where are you on that whole thing? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thanks so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.